welcome back. It's another weekly video. I'm Landon, and I'm here to tell you an update. We have actually had over 100 groups start already in our public school outreach program, so we're pumped about that. If you think about it, if we average 3 or 4 students per group, that's already 300-ish students spending time with a mentor where they're asking them good questions and listening to them. So hopefully you're encouraged. We sure are about the group started. And if you haven't started yet, don't worry. It's still in the works, in the process, so don't be discouraged that it's not happening yet. It'll come eventually. Thank you for your patience. Also, beware, fall breaks are coming up. JCPS is actually in one right now, and plenty of other counties have fall breaks next week or the week after that or even the week after that. So look out for communication on when fall breaks are happening, because we do not want you to go to school. There'd be no school happening.
As Landon mentioned, fall break is here for a lot of schools, and so we just wanted to remind you guys that if it is a day off on the school calendar, such as fall break, you do not need to fill out a progress report. But if in the future you have to miss your group time because of a doctor's appointment or just life circumstances, of course we understand that, but we do ask that you still fill out a progress report, just noting the reason why you couldn't be there, just so that we can keep track of that for records on our side of everything. Thanks.
All right, for this week's resource, we have something that I think is cool in that it can be used for a lot of these groups that are starting up. I know a lot of you all are still starting to get to those first, second, or even third sessions, but I think this can be something that's used even later down the road as well. So it's called What Are You Carrying? And all you need is a piece of paper with a picture of a backpack like this. So now there actually can be a lot of ways you can take this up to the next level. So definitely keep that in mind when you're listening, but for the purpose of this video, we'll talk about it pretty simply. This is something that you can bring in. You can bring out copies of this. We can get this to you if you need it, but you can definitely find it on Google, just a pretty simple photo of a backpack. And the whole point of this is starting to write down different things that you are carrying. So obviously, this can be how you're feeling. We talk about checking in. This can be a good way to check in with your group, talking about what you're bringing into the group that day, but it also can be things like things related to your family. It can be events that have taken place. It can be things that you're thinking about a lot, or things that you're stressed about. It can be things that are tied to a lot of those emotions that we check in with. So a lot of different ways that you can use this. I like it because this can be something as simple as I'm thinking about the lunch that I'm about to have, and so that's something I'm carrying into group today. But this could be something that gets as big as I'm thinking about this really traumatic thing that happened to my family 2 years ago that I'm still thinking about. So obviously lots of ways that kids can use this, and you can use this as well as a service level or thing to go deeper. But obviously as you're filling it out, you can write it on the backpack, you can put it in there. Ways you can kind of take it to the next level are maybe decorating it, making it something fun. There are actually people who even gone as far as to bring in real backpacks, and you can put things in them. And the cool thing about that, of course, is then that backpack eventually gets heavier, which is demonstrating the whole point of this, that there are things that weigh us down when we carry these types of things. And then, of course, there's a way in which you can take that conversation to what to do with those things, and how we can handle those, and how we can handle emotions in a healthy way, or handle some of those things that we are carrying. So lots of different ways this can be used, lots of different ways this activity can go. So would highly encourage you guys to use this. We'll probably say this about 50 times this year, but if you use this activity, 1, we want to hear about it, and 2, we'd love to hear or see pictures of kind of you guys doing those backpack activities, kind of see what this looks like. We'd love to hear about how this goes as well. So hope you guys get to try this, and have a great week.
Hey guys, this week we are in the book of Isaiah 40, and we're going to focus on verses 6 through 8. But I also want to note that Isaiah 40 is a book of comfort for God's people. And while it was written for those that were in the shadows of exile, it can still speak to us clearly today. Verses 6 through 8 says, "A voice says, 'Cry out.' And I said, 'What shall I cry?' All people are like grass, and all their faithfulness is like the flowers of the field. The grass withers and the flowers fall, because the breath of the Lord blows on them. Surely the people are grass. The grass withers and the flowers fall, but the word of our God endures forever. These verses just remind me of exactly how fleeting life really is and how temporary things here on earth are. But it also brings me comfort in knowing that God has the say-so, and we will eventually wind up in eternity with Him, praising Him forever. Our lives are temporary here. Our efforts are things that we do while they are great and they are fruitful. They are also very temporary things. Seasons may change and things in this life will fade, but the Word of God stands forever. And things that we build or rely on or even admire, they can crumble in an instant. But God never fails and His Word never returns void to us. We know that He is a God who keeps His promises. His truth never becomes outdated, and His voice still speaks comfort and strength to us today. And while the chapter goes on to talk about the greatness of God, it also talks about how He is the one who holds the oceans in His hand, who calls the stars by name, who gives strength to the weary. Yet He is the same God who speaks tenderly to His people, assuring us of His enduring presence and faithfulness.